but I actually cannot remember a time on either an appropriations bill of this magnitude or a tax bill of this magnitude that we've been asked to cast a vote for something that on its face is so reckless, so unnecessary, so sort of in your face to the poor, in your face to the middle class.
What this agreement says is we're going to provide huge tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires. That is insane. And only within the Beltway could an agreement like that be negotiated.
I was just on a TV show a minute ago, and I was asked, that the liberals or the conservatives, what they think about this. And this really isn't a liberal conservative issue. This is, first of all, the tax cuts overwhelmingly go to the wealthiest taxpayers. We're seeing the kinds of tax cuts that millionaires and billionaires get from the income tax and from the estate tax. But it's also, equally importantly, it blows a hole in our budget deficit.
Did Warren Buffett come down here and ask for it? Did Boone Pickens come down here and ask for it? Did the Gates come down here and ask for it? Who asked for it? Why do you think you deserve it? And what senator put their name on it?
As I mentioned earlier, we have in the last 3 days received thousands and thousands and thousands of phone calls and emails to my office. And over 98%, I dare say 99%, say this is not a good agreement.
Most Americans didn't get a raise during the 8 Bush years. Most Americans simply saw their wages flat or, in many cases, decline. The super wealthy saw a big increase in their incomes and in their net assets, and now we're going to give a tax break to them. I mean, this isn't class warfare. I have lots of people I know that have a lot of money. I don't aim ill will at them, but why would we help those people who have done so very well and then have our children pay for it?
I am not unmindful of the importance of providing tax cuts when we can. But when we're asked to vote on a package that has a provision like this that borders on moral recklessness, I have to catch my breath and say, whose idea was this? I'd like to know. So it's going to be a long weekend. It's going to be a long 30 hours of debate. I am glad that the senator from Vermont is going to make sure that we take every one of those 30 hours post-cloture, if we even get to cloture on this bill, because I think the American people are going to be waiting around to find out whose idea was this.
I need to go to the airport, but I want to yield back to Senator Sanders for his work today. I hope next week when we come back on Monday, we're prepared to do whatever it takes to say no deal on this one and to make this work for the middle class, make it work for Social Security beneficiaries, make it work for unemployed workers.
I want to thank my good friend from Ohio, one of the real fighters for working families here in the Senate, not only for coming down here, but for his years of efforts. But he makes a very important point. We have a job to do. And the job is, I know some people don't believe it, rather radical concept, but our job is to represent working families in the middle class and not the wealthiest people in this country. I've got 4 kids, 6 grandchildren. I look forward to spending the holidays with them. But you know what? We have a job to do. And if it means staying here through Christmas Eve, through New Year's, that is our job. And let's pass a proposal that works well for ordinary families and not just for the wealthiest people in this country.